So for the next couple minutes, I want everyone to shut up, just listen, just watch the show. I don't want to hear no ifs, no buts. Oh, I don't like mecha shows. I don't like robots punching each other because God fucking damn is the series awesome, and I've been waiting for a while to talk about it. So I'ma talk about it, so you shut up for a couple of minutes as I say why the fuck you should talk and maybe watch the series, because guess what? It's awesome. And what series are we talking about? Motherfucking Gundam Thunderbolt. This shit is amazing, and I've wanted to talk about it for a while now, and especially I want to talk about the first episode of Season 2, because I am excited as hell. It's been a while since we've seen it, if people know and all that. I've done a video previously before talking about how much I love this series, one of my favourite Gundam pieces of material and all that, and generally this one, I got really excited that there was even going to be a sequel about this. So people don't know Gundam Thunderbolt is actually a manga. It takes place during, from what we've seen from the original series. However, something's very interesting about the new second season, though, is where it takes place. Fans of the original will actually know that the original Gundam, that's where Gundam Thunderbolt takes place. It takes place during kind of like the last portion of it, like during like the kind of in a different section, all that. And though we do get to see like the giant like Zeon base, all of the Balku, or I forget how to pronounce it. However, one of the most interesting things is that the second season takes place during, or should I say before, Zeta. Now personally I haven't seen Zeta yet as of this video and all that. I'm still waiting for the second part. You can see that there's a second part missing from Zeta, and I know like Zeta is like 7 years or so in the future and all that compared to it, so I really want to see like a lot more about that. So I am kind of slightly spoiling myself of what's going to come probably, but goddamn am I excited. And especially when you hear the sound of jazz, you know that he's coming, because I got really excited when I saw E.O. Fleming after all of this time, and like Daryl, like all these guys and all that from the series. One of the best things about this Gundam series especially is the fact that, holy shit, the animation is fucking incredible. It's the most gorgeous looking mecha that you're going to see in a very long time. It's fucking gorgeous. The real showcasing of like two sides of the war, and that's what I loved about the original Gundam series, which was one thing that incredibly hit home in the original series, is that they showed a great struggle where it's like you mainly saw from one side, and the best thing about every piece of Gundam content and all that I've mainly seen, like especially from like, you know, the actual Universal Century timeline, is they always show two sides of the story. Just because what the main hero is part of the Earth Federation Force doesn't mean they're scumbags in the Earth Federation Force. And yeah, the Zeons as well, they're assholes in there, especially the Zabi family, but not every single Zeon is like a screaming like piece of shit mass murderer, destroyer of children. Like, it's not that, and I love this. And from where it seems to be going with the second one, and I loved it about it, is that like Thunderbolt was two sides of it perfectly, where it's like you don't know who to root for, and that was the great thing about it, against the rivalry between Fleming and like Daryl. Against, they were both fucking very interesting characters to see and all that. The very cocky one and the one that was willing to sacrifice. And I can't lie, we got two spectrums on the side, although we didn't really see a lot of EO in this episode. Like, one thing I definitely say, if anything I had to complain about the episode, like, it's its biggest gripe and all that, and I think like it's a problem with the first like part season as well / movie, like, is the fact that apparently, from what I hadn't personally read the source material, but I heard they were skimming around with material. There's a bit you see in a scene where EO like escapes from prison, and it's never really explained or what happened to him, but he's bloody, but it looks like he's been capping a bunch of people's asses, and that as well, you get to see as well some blood, some gore, and a very dark side of war that just happens that like a lot of series try to censor, and I feel like this one can actually go out for it, and you see people getting hard-ass murdered. There's nothing on the level of the first episode where you see a Gundam, like, first person, like, show, you get to see someone getting hard murdered just like that, but there's an excellent, like TIE fighter scene. It honestly looked like something from Star Wars, like, how they were going around, flying across, like, I love that. It wasn't just like, oh, let's show the mechs, because you got to see not just Gundams, and you didn't even get to see zombies Hakus in this. You got to see like old shit like the gun tank and shit like that. I was like, gun tank, gun cannon. Like I was like, what the fuck? You're showing these things back there and the old version. And if we want to talk about I know a couple of you Gundam nuts in there and all that. You want to talk about the actual mech and all that, which is the new one, which is the Atlas Gundam. I believe it was called the RX-78AL, and also known as the Atlas Gundam. To be fair, if we're going to talk about design-wise, and it's not like this full-out, big, massive kit that what the Thunderbolt was and all that, which I fucking love the Full Armor Gundam. Trust me, it's sick as hell. It was a prototype, and I love that thing to death. However, the new one and all that is a lot more of the sleeker design. It seems like it's big, like it's more meant for recon. It's more meant to like you go around, because from what we saw in it, it hasn't got a big arsenal kind of like to what we saw with like like with it. Like I was kind of curious about that. Has these like big boosters around from it, so I was kind of curious. I was like, oh, alright, they're changing up a little bit about what this design is, and I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. I'm really interested in what they're going to be doing with it. But the fact of the matter is, it was like, even with that, they showed brand new characters, and already I love the BLA. I love Bianca. Like I think she is awesome from what we've seen so far. I thought she was fun. She actually had kind of a little bit of personality. Don't know if EO or like his friend are gonna try and hook up with that. Like I don't know where they're gonna be going with it, but clearly from what they saw in the preview, they're gonna be showing this. And just the fact is that, like, Gundam has a lot of respect in the world, for being, that big series. And one of the things I love about Gundam so much is that you have so much material. And it doesn't have to, you don't have to just watch the Universal Century stuff. You don't have to just go, oh, watch Gundam Thunderbolt, watch 79, because, like, even as well, I really goddamn enjoy 79. 79 is really old, though, and, like, it's not going to be up to everyone, and the fact that they really force their way down the throat, it's like, hey, man, we gotta sell the toys, we gotta sell the cool little Gundams, and it's like, trust me, I love robots punching each other in the necks and all that, but that is really dated, even with the fact that the movies are there. I can understand that, and trust me, I haven't seen all of the material. I do know Zaya is most definitely watching, but if anything, if people want to get, like, a little taste of, like, a little bit, wet their palates to see what the hell I'm talking about, highly recommend you check out Mobile Suit Gundam December Sky. That is the complete Season 1 that was made into a movie, and it is fantastic. The music is on point, animation is gorgeous, and the added new scenes is fantastic, and I cannot wait for it and all that. Like, I'm so happy this thing is back, and just something where it's like, they don't have to be on a weekly TV, like, basis with this. They can take their time with it, they can work on it, and just look at the difference and all that. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait a little while, like, longer for this and all that, but the fact of the matter is and all that, like, I feel like I can wait for a really good thing if it's just going to come out in such high quality, and just the amount of, like, love that's going into it. Trust me, I've had to keep myself away from the manga just to know what the hell's going on with it. But trust me when I say this, Thunderbolt is definitely something worth checking out. If you don't want to see this latest episode, if you're not caught up, highly recommend you check out Gundam, Gundam Thunderbolt and all that. It's like 4 ONAs, but trust me, you're better off just seeing December Sky. It's a movie, and plus there's an English dub as well for it. I believe the English dub is pretty good. Japanese, like, as well, is fantastic, and I cannot wait for more of this. So, yeah, you guys can talk now. I'm done, so you don't have to shut the vlog up anymore. I've got my piece. Trust me, this felt good letting the people know what the hell I was talking about, because I want to talk about Gundam. And I know a lot of you people don't give a fuck about Gundam in the channel, but I don't care. I want to talk about Gundam. So that's it. No, I got it on my chest. I love it. Gundam, I love pretty much everything that's been coming out of the Gundam right now. We got new stuff coming out, like the Twilight Axis. We got the wrapping up of like Iron-Blooded Orphans. So at the end of the day, I'm a weak man. I want to see robots punching each other. Is that too much with their giant, huge, expensive blasters, like all pile bunkers? I'm a weak man, so give me any of that stuff and all that. But if you actually add it in with like a really interesting story, some really likable characters, and just balls to the wall, insane animation scenes, like alongside with fucking jazz. Like, I love the jazz every time and all that. It's so good. Like, then there you go. So that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys though next time.